Today's episode, I'm finally going to show you just what Basics for Beginners really is, because it's finished. Let's get into it.
TipTut.
Hello everybody and welcome back to TipTut. First things first, very sorry, I'm ill at the moment, so my voice is all knackered. So if I clear my throat or cough or things like that, sorry. It always happens whenever I finish a big project, I get really ill. So there's nothing I can do about it. Sorry about that. Anyway, this is it. Basics for Beginners. You've heard me talking about it relentlessly for the past few months on the channel, and it is finally complete. So this is my master's dissertation or final major project. And what it is a learning resource, a textbook with augmented reality elements and exercises for the user to do. Now, the augmented reality isn't real at this point. It's just a concept. The idea being that, of course, one day I can take this to a team of developers or an investor, and they'd help me get the augmented reality turned into a real thing. And then we can take the project sort of to fruition from there. So it's packaged a little bit like a board game. You can see it starts off with a box. And inside that box, there are three main elements. There are three main elements to Basics for Beginners. First off is the book itself, which we'll talk about in a minute. Secondly is these collection of color cards here. Different colors from the color wheel are all present throughout this little pack of color cards. And then there's a series of 3D printed shapes that I've made that help you interact with the book. So this one is a cube. This one is a representation of visual weight, as you can see from the eye and the little weight symbol. So all of these things interact with the books in different ways. The book itself, however, is the main part. So we're just going to pop that to the side for now. So here we have the book, Basics for Beginners, Principal Design Theory. It took me about 6 or 7 months to put this together. It ended up being a lot thicker than I thought it would be. You can see that there's a little tab here where people can download the app where they can use their phone to interact with augmented reality. Like I said, that isn't real at the moment, but it will be one day when I actually make this thing. It turned out to be a lot thicker than I thought, about 2.5 centimeters thick. I thought it was going to be sort of half of that size, so that's really just incredible. And what it does is it explores the basic concepts of design theory. Things like color theory, shape theory, compositional theory, the golden ratio, the Gestalt principles, typography, and then a chapter on helping you guys to put it all together. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this. As you can see, it's quite a hefty book with quite a lot of concepts thrown throughout it. I started off with colour theory because I thought that was the most accessible sort of place to start for people that didn't know anything at all. But I tried to make it so it wasn't patronising for people that did have a little bit of experience within design. So you cover things like emotional colour psychology, so what certain colours, how they make people feel, things like that. So you can see here there's red and yellow. So the combination of those two is often found in fast food because red is impulsive and yellow suggests cheapness. So you can find logos like McDonald's logo and Burger King logo use a lot of red and yellow because subliminally it helps people, encourages them to make a quick decision as to whether or not they want to purchase the food. Throughout the book, it covers other topics as well, like shape theory. Here you can see the certain things that circles might be said to connote. It goes through and talks about logos as well and how it's used there and used within compositions too. And that's kind of the structure for each chapter of the book. The first part of the chapter will introduce you to the general concept. So shape theory, it will tell you a little bit about what that means. It then goes through and explains the basic elements. So in this case, it'll be all the different types of shapes. It then gives you an example of using that within a composition. Same thing goes for squares, within some logos, examples within compositions. Same thing for triangles, and so on and so on. So obviously, as you explore each chapter, you'll come across different theories. And what I've done is I've included a series of sort of quote unquote author's notes that help explain the concept in more user-friendly terms. So there's a good combination of sort of academic writing and personal writing that should hopefully appeal to you guys in a bit of a larger, more comprehensive way. So at the end of each chapter, there is this augmented reality zone. The idea being that you can interact with this in different ways. Say, for example, you drop a color card onto the AR zone and look at it through your phone. Depending on the card you drop, different things would come up. There might be a question, you know, what does this yellow circle represent in the color theory chapter? How would that, you know, make you feel? Or it might be drop the color that you think represents happiness, you know, or joy. And you drop the yellow color card onto there, it would turn this circle yellow, and it would say, yes, well done, you got that correct, or it would say, no, you've got that wrong. Little exercises like that at the end of each chapter. I've outlined those, but they don't exist because I'm not a developer. I can't build AR exercises. So there's all sorts going on in the book. There's compositional theory as well, talking about visual weight and visual focus, visual direction, that sort of thing. And then there's things like symmetry and how that can affect the viewer's experience, radial symmetry, translational balance, that sort of stuff. But then my favorite chapter is probably got to be the golden ratio chapter or the Gestalt principles chapter. Here I explore how the golden ratio can be found within both nature and man-made design. And then there's a little exercise that helps you guys draw the golden ratio yourself. Excuse me, like I said, I'm sniffing all over the place. So this whole idea of this book is that it's a tool. You can draw in it, you can take notes, you can scribble all over it. And that's all encouraged as well. You can see here there's a little promo that I did for my gym, my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym. There's a picture of me getting armbarred. So that's the overall composition. And then on this section of the page here, it breaks down how the golden ratio has been applied to that particular design. You can see, for example, that this rectangle here is an exact golden rectangle, and the break for the first square and golden rectangle is exactly down this perfect line here, which I thought was just a fantastic shot. That was completely by accident, that photograph. Here you can see it's then applied into a composition. See that the controls are exactly perfectly down where the end of the first golden rectangle is, and they're contained themselves within a golden square, and all sorts of things like that. The Gestalt principles was a fun chapter to make. It talks a little bit about the history of them and goes on to talk about the basic rules of it, closure, emergence, multi-stability, that sort of thing, and then breaks it down per principle. So the principle of continuation, of closure, similarity and anomaly, proximity and common region. You can see TipTut made its way into the book a little bit there. The principle of symmetry and the principle of figure and ground, which I think is probably my favourite principle. After that, it looks a little bit at typography theory, and this is probably the most comprehensive chapter in terms of the actual theoretical concepts. First, it talks about categorizing typefaces, things like serifs and sans serifs, but then probably some of my favourite pages in the book, which are ironically the most simple, are the pages which talk about the basic anatomy of type. So it breaks down a typeface into the different components, and then it goes towards the intricate anatomy of type, where it talks about an A to Z of type terminology. Things from aperture to apex to tittles and diphthongs and all of those lovely words that they must have been smoking some crazy stuff when they came up with naming this. Why is that called a tittle? I don't know, but it is. And then it talks about working with paragraphs, working with text, tracking, kerning, leading, that sort of thing. That's good. You can see it says burn. That's bad because it might say bum, you know, little things like that. Talks about working with large amounts of text, how to differentiate and represent importance within that as well. Drop caps, and then goes on to talk about decorative text and text that isn't necessarily meant to be read. Then there's a final chapter where it helps you put it all together, and you go through a fake client called Data Moon Gallery, who are a sort of up-and-coming gallery in London, attracting a younger crowd, and it asks you to consider the components of a redesign of their website. So it gives you a logo with some examples, and it takes you through each chapter of the book and how that might be applied to this particular client. So talking about colors, you know, based on the client's demographic they're trying to appeal to. shapes, composition, golden ratio, gestalt, and typography, how these things might be affected when it comes to your design. Then it gives you lots of space to think about that and write your own notes before giving you some space for some very important wireframes, and then offering an example of what that might be. So I've put together a sort of wonky, jagged looking website that displays this particular artwork. And then that is it. The last pages are just some closing thoughts and more geared towards concepts of being a designer. And I've spoken about this a lot in the past as well. There's two things that I think make a good designer, which is you have to keep going. If you keep working and keep creating, then you will be a better designer than you were yesterday. And number two is it's not who's good, it's who's left. There is a certain amount of talent involved in being a designer, but talent isn't born. You're not born with it. It can be cultivated. Some people might have more of an advantage because they are more talented than others, but it's all about just keeping going. And that is it. This has been a hell of an endeavor. I am very tired. I'm very ill, but it couldn't have come at a better time because now that I'm finished with this project, you guys probably won't be able to get it straight away. I've got to decide whether I'm going to be removing the AR components and just selling it as a standard textbook in order to generate the cash to then research and develop these AR elements, or whether I can find some kind of investor to actually get this thing off the ground. So I know you guys have been asking about when this will be available and stuff like that. Probably not for a long time. At the moment, it is still very conceptual. There are only 2 copies of this book that exist because if I publish it anywhere, then it could run into trouble with publishers later down the line and stuff like that. So not for a while. But however, all of the stuff that I talk about in here, I do talk about in my normal tutorials on YouTube, just not to quite an extent because as you can see, it's pretty hefty. So it's not a case of me trying to sort of hold back information. Anytime any concept like this comes up in a tutorial, I do explain it. So if you want to get a little sneak preview of the book, you can just keep watching my tutorials. And then one day, maybe, hopefully, this might actually be on the shelves and you guys can buy a copy, which would be insane to be a published author. So with that in mind, I am off. I'm going away. I'm getting married in 2 weeks. I'm incredibly excited, and then I'm off on my honeymoon for a long time, a few weeks. I have preloaded the content of the channel, so you'll get a video every week, but I probably won't be engaging at all or posting on social media or anything like that. So the channel might seem a little bit less active than it was for the next few weeks, probably up until November-ish time, but then we'll be back with full force, with new tutorials, new content, and all sorts of other wonderful stuff. So thank you very much for sticking around. I do appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. I love you all very much, and I'll see you when I return for another episode of TipTut.
Remember to subscribe for more tips, tricks, and tutorials. Thanks for watching.